Many viewers know about the celebrations hosted every year by Boston Pride to strengthen the work of other groups serving the LGBT community. Boston Pride is setting up a new community fund. To tell us about the campaign is the group's Vice President, Linda DeMarco. Thank you very much for being with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
The celebrations have been around for a while, so how did this idea of the fund turn out?
Well, we've actually just this past year celebrated our 45th anniversary of Boston Pride. And for a couple years now, we found that there was a void in small funding for small groups that do work in the LGBT community. So we've taken the time in the past couple years to raise money at some of our events, particularly the block parties that we have. And we feel comfortable enough that we have enough in our coffers to put together a group of community leaders to put out an application process for them to look over people who submit applications. So we're really kind of excited about it, actually.
I know you've got more things to learn from those applications, but there must be a sense of some unmet needs up there too.
Yeah, there are some groups that just want to do simple things, like maybe help out during arts and crafts, speaking, poetry, even health initiatives, domestic violence, want to work on that. And they don't have an opportunity to be able to get grants, per se. Also, we're hoping there are some groups out there that want to start up an organization, and here's some seed money to help them start up. So the fund, we really want the fund to be able to help them, plus we want to be able to educate ourselves and educate the community. There are groups out there that do good work for our community to help progress in the LGBT arena.
So I guess in some cases this could be a larger organization that serves all different kinds of people, but they might be doing something in particular that's important to serve this community. So
yes, they might have a particular focus that they're doing in 2016. So the fund has to do, the money gets awarded in January of 16, and we ask that the group who gets awarded the money does the work in 2016, whether it's to buy computers or to organize a survey or anything. But we ask them to do it in 2016. To better the community.
You mentioned one problem that people face regardless of their sexual orientation, and that's domestic violence. But talk about the importance of having an organization that can focus on the LGBT population and dealing with that problem.
Oh, well, I think that's really important because they actually know the concerns of that. There are different dynamics of that, so it's a specialty that they have in working with domestic violence with partners of the same sex. It's a little different in other organizations, I think, so that's good.
Talk about how you raise the money, you know, because I mean, hitting up people.
Well, yeah, it wasn't a popular thing, I'll tell you.
Right.
We have a traditional block party, which is the Sunday after the parade and the festival. And it's kind of like a closing party, and we have it in two separate neighborhoods. We have one in Jamaica Plain, and we have one in the Back Bay. And we increase the price to the donation at the entrance of the door. It was met with a little animosity, but in the end, when people knew it was for us to start our community fund, no one blinked an eye. And so that extra $5 that we were asking for at the door, we saved up for over 3 years. And now we have enough to give out these small grants from like $500 up to $2,000. So we have a fund right now about $20,000 that we would hopefully get enough people to apply, and we can give it out.
You know, your celebration has become a spectacle of acceptance in this town, but I guess beyond that, there must be people who, you know, whether they're living someplace else or in some corner of the city in a different set of conditions, there's still a struggle, and I guess you're going to help people with that.
Yeah, well, you know, Chris, it's always someone's first pride. You don't know. They could come from Western Massachusetts, they could come from Cape Cod, and, you know, they're living, especially with the youth, thinking that they're the only one. And then they hear there's a parade, or they hear there's a festival, and they want to take a bus, or they end up going there, and they find out they're not the only one. And it's uplifting to them, and it helps them get through being whether bullied or feeling the sense of being alone. And it's just not happened here in Boston. We're very progressive. We're very, very lucky to be in Boston. You know, we're part of an international group called Interpride, which is an organization of prides across the world. I just came from a conference there, and there were challenges in Charlotte, North Carolina. They were trying to get a pride going, and they started 2 years ago, and only 5,000 people came. And this past year, they had 40,000 people. That's what we have at our festival for the past couple of years. So it's a very important prize. It's a celebration, but it also opens the door for people to come and feel they're not alone.
And if people want to find out how to help this fund and to spread that, what's the best way to get in touch?
This is great because we're taking applications in the month of November. And so it's Boston Pride/fund. So it's a website. You can go to our website, or you can just directly go to Boston Pride/fund and fill out an application. We're taking them through November 30th. We're going to look over the applications in December and award them in January.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Oh, thank you very much.
From Boston Pride, Linda DeMarco. Up ahead, we'll have the arts segment with Chris Harding.